What's up, everyone? So good to be back. I'm Viva, and this is the Bright Energy Podcast. Well, it has been quite a month. The World Cup is over, and even though Norway or the US didn't win this time, Spain did, and I am overjoyed. I'm pretty sure most of the world is. All the other teams were wonderful too, except one. And I'm not going to spend time bashing them, but they really need to work on themselves. To the Spain soccer player who hugged a couple members right after the game, you are so sweet. They didn't deserve it, but you were kind anyway. I was privileged to watch several games in person and then have our band play for the closing performances. And since Lily couldn't be there, we had Maggie join us. Now today, I have some special guests joining me. The Elven Norway soccer team members Maggie Abrek, Christy Delvold, Brynja Erstad, and Tofa Goksayur. Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Hi, Viva. We hear you.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Thank you for having us.
Okay, great. So glad to have you guys here today. I know it's been a hectic few weeks for you and everyone else.
It sure has, but man, we have had the time of our lives. This is the first time in 24 years that Norway has participated in the World Cup.
That's right. I had forgotten about that. I never really kept up until this year. That was the case for many, and I had no idea the level of craziness that came with soccer.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, the losers will be crying on the ground and people will be shoving and punching each other out. Right, and that's both players and fans. Not us, though. People have tried to start things with my team, but they waved them off like it was nothing.
Yeah, that's so awful. And we're all adults here. But some of them act like they're 5. Overall, we had fun. And I'm happy you, Maggie, got to play in our band as well.
Oh, that was awesome. That was a wonderful day. Justice came and we celebrated.
Now, I noticed that most of the teams that got medals took them off immediately after receiving them. A lot of people thought it was disrespectful and should have waited until they got on their buses. Do you know what that was about?
Oh yeah, my team did the same as well. I was uneasy when they did it so soon. But they all did that because of what was going on. It hurt everyone until we finally got it stopped last minute. But you know what? I'm keeping mine. Me too! It's better than nothing, and we made it so far anyway. Yes, Shil.
So what are you guys going to do now?
We are going to keep doing what we love, and as our team leader said, we'll keep fighting. However, next time we shouldn't have the same trouble we did this time. Oh, also, we can't forget the one player who kept his class in dignity and did not turn his back on the winning team.
That's right! No, we must never forget that. Josenuel Lopez is his name, the only true adult on that team. Keep it up, sir. You have my respect, too.
It's nice to be back home and settled down for a couple weeks. Our days are almost non-stop.
I bet. What is you guys' normal daily routine? What's your schedule like?
Well, we usually get up at 5 a.m. and start our day. Sometimes we have our daily wellness assessments, but mostly we have tactical briefings and primary field training, focusing on ball drills and simulations. We work out, obviously, and we have very strict diets. Now, the 4 of us are not like the average human, so we have a few advantages as well as disadvantages. Our metabolisms are higher, so we can pretty much eat whatever we want so long as we keep active. But we naturally eat mainly fruits, vegetables, and fish as a species anyway.
That's true, we do. But for those who don't know, our species consumes a high-protein, calorie-dense diet. I've mentioned in a previous video, we eat meat mostly. We can eat what the average human eats, but we are still different. A lot of us eat like an athlete, and some of us just eat whatever.
Oh my gosh, remember when people used to be freaked out by that in the US?
I do, and I had to stay hidden up until the last 3 years. Some other elves and I had to live in the mountains and hunt, and even people were freaked out by that. There were a handful of times where someone would be coming in certain areas we were in, and we had to leave the animal carcass and hide. There were some friends of ours that only used their claws to hunt.
And they could tell no one they were used to did that.
Right, so we had to be careful from then on. We're the reason mysterious monster-killing rumors got spread every now and again. It's just nice not to have to hide anymore.
Sure is. For real though, I loved visiting the US and will definitely be back.
You know, I've actually been looking into more about our ancestors and genetics. I've said before, not much is known about our history. We are the most similar to the British-Irish beings, as seen in Where the Wild Things Are book, for example. Look at these pictures. Does this not look closely related to us?
Wow, it sure does. That's crazy. But apparently we have some human DNA as well, right? Or something?
Right, so get this. We all have troll and gnome heritage and leprechaun and goblin lineage. As we all know, leprechauns are human dwarves with special abilities.
That makes sense. I do see it. Gnomes are also human dwarves with abilities too, right?
They are. They did a lot of mining back in the day throughout Europe. A good many also had the earth element power. Most lived underground because they did poorly in the sunlight. The name comes from the Latin word genomus, or Greek genomos, meaning earth dweller. They also, like us and the other dwarven folk, are known to be pranksters.
Didn't they guard treasure like leprechauns did?
Yes, they would do that for other people. Leprechauns would usually hoard gold for themselves, especially during wartime. A lot of them were shoemakers, and I'm guessing that didn't always pay well. I'm not sure entirely why they become so greedy. They weren't originally, though. I know some guarded people's wealth in wartime and some they acquired on their own.
Well, people also thought they were entitled to their stuff, so that's probably why they became more protective over their wealth. You know, I don't think I've ever once met a gnome, leprechaun, or troll. I know a lot of them reside in Germany. Yeah, I think they do. I didn't see any in the US either. A lot of people of that group, including a lot of us, moved away to different islands a long time ago. They used the excuse saying their time is over and it was time for the age of humans or whatever. Sounds more like they just wanted to segregate themselves. No one has bothered them there or over here. But oh well, their decision. I think it's dumb, but maybe that's just me.
Well, maybe one day they'll do what we did and rejoin society, especially when they see what all we've accomplished over the last few years. And most people are very accepting of things and people who are different now. I'm not sure about a couple places in the Middle East, though, especially if you're a girl, no matter what species.
Right, well hopefully that changes one day soon.
Oh, I saw that the Women's World Cup is scheduled for next year in Brazil, and it looks like there will be more elves participating in that one. That will be fun.
Yeah, but I don't like this stigma we still have in keeping us separate all the time. Like, just size people up accordingly, aside from us, that is. Because they know that would work. You know, a lot of certain groups don't want us to win, right? They know a lot of us can beat them. I notice just when we come so close to making a societal breakthrough in the right way, there's always someone who comes and messes it up. They also know a lot of us won't bother to train for certain things in order to make that possible. People don't normally care what us elves do, though, because we are different. Well, best thing we can do is to keep teaching the right things and keep being a good example. There's too much going on in the world right now. On a brighter note, we have many wonderful things in the future for us. There's talk about a short movie about your journey that led to your first World Cup. Yeah, we tossed the idea around and even made a poster for it. I like it.
So before I forget, when did you first join the World Cup and how did you wind up in the men's?
Well, what most people don't know is we are actually older than we appear. The men's started in 1930,
And the women's didn't begin until 1991, which is insane. So of course we wouldn't have a choice if we wanted that career if they chose to accept us, right? Well, our country has always respected the elves and never really questioned them. They know what we can do.
women's soccer kind of became a thing in the 1920s, but it was officially recognized in 1976. So again, that took way too long. But I will say our country did things sooner for women than many other places in the world. This being the case, we befriended some of the guys in training in 1931, and they let us train with them. Only one asked if we didn't think our height would be a problem. I said we used to run with the Vikings before we rebelled. I'm pretty sure we can handle a game of soccer. He laughed and said, fair enough. I asked how did the humans go from the woman being a whole Viking to later not being recognized in a freaking sport? He said he didn't know, but it was a valid question. That is a very valid question. Unfortunately, from what I've seen lately, there are those that don't want to play a nice game. They want to bully others. Even their own team they claim to want to be on. We did help try to advocate for human women, which helped some. But sadly, a lot of them still have certain lies ingrained in them growing up, and it seems neither side wants to do what it really takes to get along fully. But anyway, we've been with them over 90 years. No point in leaving. We've had it pretty good. And yes, we had our own separate facilities. We also didn't play the first 2 World Cup games because they said the world wasn't ready, which they were correct. This was during a time a lot of countries would freak out if they saw us. If we did make a movie, we just might add our beginning.
And I'd definitely watch it. Oh, also, did you guys hear about the 6 elves of our species that have legit human hair?
Yes!
Like, I know technically we can make our hair, or fur, whatever you want to call it, grow and style it, but their head hair type is different than the rest of what's on our body. Right, isn't that amazing? Do you think our species is evolving?
Seems that way. Never seen anything like that before in my life.
I might look more into that and see what all may be in their bloodline. I know there were some human elves that had white hair. but it's highly possible they are of Alfar heritage. It's never described how they looked, but neither were we for a long time.
I love history and genealogy. It's so cool. I want to know more too.
Same. Well, I'm so happy to have you guys join me today, and I hope to have you on again. It's definitely going to be a busy rest of the year.
Thank you for having us. It's been fun. We'll talk again for sure.
What a year it's been so far. Now we're getting into some rough territory this summer in many places around the world. So stay safe, everyone. Find your warrior spirit and have it ready. See you in a few weeks.